try to at least find another.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Recognition of visitors. We're going to, I believe we decided that since the school is out and kids are out enjoying the nice weather, that we're not going to do the Pride Card winners tonight. We're going to do that. This group will do in September. So that's always exciting. We'll go to roll call. Tom?
Fletcher?
Here.
Whittlesey?
Here.
Pusateri?
Here.
Gump?
Here.
Brock?
Here.
Okay, can we have a motion to adopt the listed agenda for tonight's meeting?
So moved.
I'll second it.
Comments, questions? Roll call, please.
Fletcher?
Yes.
Brock?
Yes.
Whittlesey?
Yes.
Gump?
Yes.
Pusateri?
Yes. Item 5 is the President's Report. I just will mention that congratulations to our graduating class. It was a nice graduation ceremony. Congratulations to all the students that won prizes and scholarships. I believe it was over $800,000 for the class, so that's very impressive. It was a nice ceremony. Thank you to the staff who put that together, Lori and Mr. Drugan and I believe Stacy Wolf and just everybody. It's really a nice effort. Everybody did a really nice job. Also, every year the Board of Education gives an award to a graduating senior. This year's recipient was Nathan Forney. We had lots of qualified candidates. It's always a very tough choice, and congratulations to Nathan. Happy to give him that award. And the other things I was going to mention are in the superintendent's report, so we'll just go right along to the superintendent's report.
Okay. Once again, what I'd like to mention, Pam Merck was named Teacher of the Year, and very, very deserving. We were able to celebrate that at graduation. Speaking of graduation, we also brought her up this morning for our last day, and Mr. Streeter did a brief intro and congrats to her, and we would also like to extend that. She's an excellent teacher. Very quickly, special thanks to Mr. McKinnon for 10 years of dedicated service to Waterloo local schools. Tom resigned as athletic director and dean of students. He's going to my alma mater. He's going to Revere High School to be athletic director there. Also, special thanks to Mr. McCroskey for 10 years of dedicated service to Waterloo local schools. We also brought him up this morning as part of our final day, and we were able to do some nice things for him, and some of the other teachers spoke on his behalf and thanked him for that time. It was nice. And I mentioned this morning. I'll do it again. Special recognition to Robin Ferguson, head of transportation, Ty Brooks, one of our mechanics, for their heroic efforts on May 25th. They pulled 2 victims from burning vehicles at a crash that occurred at 224 and 183. I don't know if anyone had a chance to see that. There was a newspaper article on that, and there were some pictures that were floating around, and it was they really did save some lives. Ty was covered in blood by the time he was done. I mean, it was a pretty nasty scene, but I refer to them now as Batman and Robin rather than Ty and Robin. But they're 2 great people, and it did surprise me at all that they jumped in and tried to help, and it ended up being the case that they saved their lives. So we're appreciative of their efforts too. Is that what you were going to? Is that the one you were going to bring up?
Actually, I was going to bring up Pam and him, yeah, and that one both, yes.
And that's all I have. Thank you.
Great. I did want to dovetail, if I could, but congratulations to Pam. She's an excellent teacher, and we're just very fortunate to have her, and many others just like her, but she is exceptional. And I was kind of hoping she comes to a lot of meetings. I was hoping she was going to be here, but that's really great. And
Great. But that's all I have. Thank you.
okay. Okay, we'll go to the treasurer's.
Is there more? Am I missing something?
Well, yes. I don't see, I don't, and I, maybe I was gonna bring this up about new, I just noticed that we don't have a resignation for Tom listed.
He has, yeah, correct, he has not given us one yet.
Okay. Okay.
Well, and technically, I mean, okay,
Well, I mean, technically he's under contract to the end of the 2015-16 school.
right,
He
it's
just
a
has
year-to-year
specific date.
contract.
I think, there were just some things he wanted to double check on before he gave us a date, so.
Okay.
Well, which could be a cost savings to the district, so that's why he wants to check on a few things.
Okay, I just, when you said, I remember we got Mr. McCruskey's last month, and I remember that, and when you said that he was resigning, I'm like, oh, and I remembered that I didn't see it in here, so, okay, so that'll be next month. Okay,
And I mean, his goes from year to year though, isn't that right? Am I wrong? Or-
he's got a continuing contract,
No, you're right.
so,
We can have a follow-up discussion on that.
Okay.
Let you know.
that's fine, I just like I said, that's why I was hesitant to bring it up, because it just was one of those things that popped into my head.
Okay.
But, okay, we'll go to the treasurer's report, Tom.
So, yeah, two things, like to set the June 2016 meeting date for year-end financials. As you know, we usually have the second board meeting at the end of June to close out the district's books, as well as Sean and I will be, as we wrap up the forecast and kind of see where we're gonna settle at for final fiscal year numbers. Sean and I will be looking at scenarios and probably share a few, so that when we either meet June, the last board meeting date there, or first thing in July, we can start looking at what we're going to recommend for putting on the ballot in November. So we'll need two resolutions prior to August 10th to get that to the board of election. But still kind of just waiting to see where the numbers are going to fall into place at. But then we'll get those to you as soon as that occurs, and run them by you for our recommendation and your approval for probably the July board meeting possibly. So yeah, that June board meeting date, preferably if we could do the 29th or the 30th. Morning, early morning or afternoon.
So Vicky, do you have a,
30th isn't good unless it's morning for me, but the rest of the time whenever.
I'd have to do in the afternoon.
on the 30th?
No, and it could be either day, but I'd have to be in the afternoon.
And keep in mind, as long as we have three.
How about Ken?
I'm fine either one, mornings or afternoon.
I'm good.
Okay, I'm definitely gonna be out of town from probably noon on the 29th, maybe even through, and probably through the 30th. So if we did something on the 29th, it'd have to be early.
Okay.
The 28th, I may be out of town also, and the 27th, which is Monday.
There's no way I can have everything wrapped up, because we have a payroll the 24th.
Okay.
So if we could do the 29th, or if you can't make it, like I said, we just need three.
Okay, so the 29th works?
Yeah, it's fine with me.
Mm-hmm.
What time?
What,
Anytime.
anytime?
29?
Anytime?
Yeah, whatever's good.
Anytime?
Yeah, anytime.
What time what's the earliest you can be there?
Like 4:30.
4:30, okay, yeah. You're making fun of me down there. Okay, let's, if you'll be here for sure?
I can for sure on the 29th, and if you have to do it on the 30th, if we could do it earlier, like 4:30, or I could do it then. I just can't do a 6:30.
How's the 30th work? In the morning? Anybody, 30th in the morning?
I can
Oh,
do
either
it
day,
morning.
you're in the
I
afternoon.
can't, yeah, I'd have to do the afternoon,
Okay,
I can do
but
the
I don't have to be there.
okay. Well, let's, on the 29th, if we do the 29th, I'm not gonna be able to be here in the evening, so whatever time you guys would like to do it in the evening on the 29th.
And you could do early morning before work?
Yeah, like 7 o'clock in the morning. Is that okay?
You mean this isn't your job? This
What?
isn't your only job?
Yeah. Surprise, surprise.
We've done that in the past.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we did it pretty early that
Yeah,
one
we've done
time.
that. Usually when there are mornings, we do kind of hit the ground running first thing early.
I could do early.
I can do early too.
It's usually 5-minute meeting when we're out.
That's fine. Either day then.
My starter date at work starts at 6:30, so I'm up.
Cleveland?
What's that?
I have to pick some family up at the airport at 5 a.m. on the 29th.
Ah,
You know, I don't think it's
So,
critical that we have a complete board. I
No.
mean, as long as we have a
we said
majority,
we have our
that's
third,
fine.
yeah. Let's
you guys
just,
figure it
let's
out.
just do it because there's a chance I could be out of town anyhow on the 29th of the morning. So let's do it so Adam can be here. That way we'll have 4 for sure if we do it in the afternoon.
So 29th, 4:30?
30?
Mhm.
That works.
Is 4:30 okay? Can you make it, do you want to? I
That's
mean,
fine.
Todd doesn't mind hanging around till like 7 or so. If you have something to do.
I could probably use the extra time, so
Yeah.
whatever time you want's fine.
4:30 is better.
4:30
for you?
works.
It doesn't
Later?
matter, whatever's convenient.
Doesn't matter. I'm
You can do that.
flexible.
It's at 4:30 then.
I just
Yeah.
can't go.
Please include that in the update if you would, so that everybody remembers. But
4:30 then?
Perfect.
perfect. That helps.
Yeah, oh yeah,
You don't want to leave your family
stranded.
stranded. Okay. Anything else, Tom?
So it was 4:30?
Mhm.
No. that's all.
All right, that brings us to the high school principal update.
This brief. We mentioned Nathan Forney winning the board award, but I also wanted to mention that he came in 5th All-Ohio down in Columbus about 2 weeks ago. Mr. Brayman and I were able to go down and watch him run the preliminary race, so that was really exciting to see that. I don't think I've ever seen a event like that, and to be in Columbus, it was really fun to watch him run. Our teen honors breakfast, I don't know if I mentioned this, was last month. We had, I think, 14 or 15 students and their families join us at the Neomed Center, so that was a really great event for all the teens in the county. Our senior breakfast, our senior walk, which was a new tradition this year, our senior awards, everything went fabulously. Of course, graduation. I'd like to reiterate what Brian said, Mr. Piscateri said about thanking everyone that's involved in making that event work and go so smoothly. Nicole English works so diligently. Mr. Schmidt, Mrs. Schultz, I mean, everybody has a hand in making sure that everything's covered. So that was really a nice event. And just as an update, we don't talk much about our resident educators, but any teacher that's in the first 4 years of their service, they don't get their 5-year professional license until they do this entire mentoring program for the first 4 years. And they have to complete certain tasks to move to the next year. So all of our teachers that are in resident educator programming have moved, have completed their tasks and have moved on to the next year. So that encompasses about 15 of our staff. So that's really good to know that they've all done everything they needed to do and move on. We have a couple of teachers that have completed year 4 and they'll now be able to apply for their 5-year licensure. So just wanted to report that. That's all I have.
Okay, middle school, Mr. Walker.
Good evening. Just wanted to give you a few updates about this final week of school. Our 7th grade girls basketball team went to a shootout at the University of Mount Union, and they actually won their bracket or their pool. They were Pool B, and they won that portion of the event. So Coach Flanagan was very pleased with their performance of that. Our final week activities went very smoothly. We had 8th grade recognition here at the school on Tuesday night. It was my first one. And I was really impressed with the Waterloo community and how many, the place, it felt very full. It wasn't packed, but the one side of the bleachers was very full. And it was great to see all of our young people dressed up and looking very nice. They were nervous. All they had to do was walk across and grab a certificate and get, we shake their hand. But it was funny to see them going through that process of having to be nervous for something like that. We had field days, man, yesterday, it seems like a long time ago, but it was just yesterday, we had like hundreds of kids running around outside. But again, just a testament to the kids and the staff and the parents and the community here. We had not a single incident, not a single problem, other than I got wet several times getting dunked in the dunk tank. But other than that, I had a fun day. Our fishing club is going along nicely. We're going out again on June 21st. I appreciate Steve Jones and Jeff Swanson for their work on that. Some minor changes for next school year for the middle school. We are welcoming Mrs. Mills coming to us in 7th grade for science and social studies, and then Mrs. Angie Smith coming to the middle school as the 7th grade intervention specialist. So we appreciate both of them. Mrs. Smith is replacing Rich McCrusky, who is retired. And again, another thing from this past week, we had a nice little get together for him this afternoon. Several of the middle school staff and intervention specialists put together a very nice little going away party for him. We've also added the general music class in the middle school for 6th grade. We heard some feedback from the community. That was something that parents wanted to see, and so we were able to, with the help of Mrs. Sandell and Mr. Streeter and Mr. Rain, we were able to put something into our schedule for that. We're working on some new things for next year, changing our website a little bit. We're putting in what I call a homework grid, and what I'm asking our teams of teachers to do is each grade level of teachers will put all of their homework assignments right on one page that will make it faster and easier for parents to find that homework and that information rather than having to go to several different teachers' websites. I rolled that out with the teachers a couple weeks ago and asked for their input and feedback on it. They were very excited and pleased with that. And it's just another way where we can do a better job of making sure that we communicate with our parents and our community, make it very accessible and easy for them to get to things. I want to thank you, the board, and my fellow administrators, and even like Mrs. Gump and Mrs. Green and Mr. Brayman. I've had a great first year here. I can't believe we are already done and kids are gone for the summer, but I certainly appreciate working with all of you. I can't say enough what it means to me to be here. I think it was Lisa that said, I remember you said several board meetings ago that when you first came to this area, you used the term brigadier. And as I talked to my wife and she said, how's it going and everything, I really honestly feel it's just a special place to be. So I appreciate your support. I appreciate working with you, and I look forward to many years of good collaboration and great things for our students. Thanks.
Thank you. Mr. Streeter?
Kind of echoing what Ann said about the community, with our field day, we had a great showing from our community. We had PTO did a lot for field day. We had youth football here. They set up a dunk tank. I managed to avoid the dunk tank. It was pretty cold. I have to make it up to the kids though in another way. We got pie in the face, so I think we're
Yeah, we're great.
I got
More of that.
serious email that morning saying, Mrs. Sandell, there's a tank outside, they're waiting for you.
But yeah, it went really well. The teachers did an amazing job with the kids. I think everything was organized extremely well. Our last 2 days prior to field day were awards day. And this big thanks to Mrs. Green and the awards committee. This year we tried something a little new. We had a committee for just about everything. And it ended up being great because all our events were very well organized. Mrs. Green, Mrs. Pusateri, Mrs. Benson, Mrs. Ritchie, Mrs. Merkel, all on that awards committee, and it just helps when you have a lot of different perspectives and they have the experience they can draw on what worked in the past and what didn't. So all of those ran very well. A couple students I'd just like to recognize. Mr. Brayman recognized Emma Chafee earlier today for her spelling bee win, but come awards day she won like one of the best in shows for art big shout out to her. She is a.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all fighting over her at 5th grade. And also Cameron Merla, Aaron Merla's daughter, who is an excellent substitute teacher here. We missed her big time. She now has full-time employment in the, I think the
Board of Elections.
Yeah.
Yep.
But her daughter Cameron just finished her elementary career with a 4.0 the whole way through. So she had straight A's all through elementary school. So we recognized her in a special way, and that's Mrs. Merla's second daughter to achieve that. So big shout out to them. And other than that, the teachers did a wonderful year, or a wonderful job wrapping up the year. And they just, everything moves so. What's that? Oh yeah. We started that. One of our 5th grade mothers, Amy Marks, came up with the 5th grade clap out, where we clap our 5th graders out of the elementary. So we did that a lot this year. We had a state champion wrestler. We had the seniors. We had Nathan Forney. We had softball, 5th graders. So we're just clapping everybody out. But it's fun. All the kids.
You guys leave tonight.
We usually bring more joy leaving than we do.
So yeah, that's all I had to report. So excellent, smooth end of the year. Couldn't be happy with how it ended.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Maplewood?
Well, they're wrapped up as well. We had graduation, I think it's been 2 weeks already tonight. That went real well. I thought it was a nice gesture for the one class to honor their teacher that passed away. They went with separate colored robes, and they did that in his memory. So I thought that was a nice tribute to him.
They had his son come hang out, his old
Yeah.
so that was really nice.
Yeah, and we were trying to figure out if his son ended up taking over that class.
Yeah.
We really don't know. When we go back for our next meeting this next week, find out for sure if that's what happened or not. Because, it's hard to find somebody to replace, when you're at the end of your school year like that for seniors. So, yeah, it was a real nice graduation. And really that's about it. We have a conference that we're going to attend in Columbus the end of July, I believe. I don't have a flyer with me, but I'll report more on that in June, or our next time back here.
Okay, great, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, legislative update?
No new bills were posted on the website, so.
Okay, great, thanks. Okay, any new business that any of the board members would like to bring up?
Golf outing was fun.
That was a good time.
That was good. That's all I know.
I know, I missed it this year.
It was fun. It was hot though.
Nothing? Anything else? Okay, great. That brings us to the consent agenda. Can we have a motion to approve the the listed items on the consent agenda?
So moved.
A second, please.
I'll second it.
Excuse me. Any comments or questions? Anything you want to highlight, Sean?
Just letter C, very quickly, we have a lot of things that are, with the supplementals. We'll have more still. There are a number of things that weren't filled, so just to prepare you for that. But this is, the majority of them will have more later on,
Excuse me.
and that's it.
Okay. Roll call, please, Tom?
Whittlesey,
Yes.
Brock,
Yes.
Fletcher,
Yes.
Gone?
Yes.
Pusateri.
Yes. That brings us, I believe, to the executive session. Can we have a motion to recess an executive session to discuss employment
Move.
and,
Oh, there's more.
no,
Sorry.
I'm just looking to make sure I have everything there.
I thought he
No,
was
that's
talking too.
good.
I was like, is he done?
Yeah, that's employment.
Come on,
Second,
move it
please?
along.
Yeah.
Brian.
I'm sorry.
we get a second?
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Whittlesey?
Yes.
Fletcher?
Yes.
Gump?
Yes.
Brock?
Yes.
Pusateri?
Yes.
Diane Russian.
I was just looking to see if
Well,
I
I
had
didn't
done
know, I thought you were just waiting for someone to
that. No, no, I was just waiting to see if I had done
I'm like, okay.
You were like moving to, for the, making the
Get this on
motion
the
or
road.
just moving?